Hello, everybody. I'm excited to wrap up for the moment emotional wellness with you on this beautiful Tuesday. It's been awesome to kind of tap into emotions these last 3 weeks and do a in the moment check with myself. So it's been really awesome to have it at the top of my mind. So over the past 2 sessions, we've explored what emotional wellness really means. And then we also practice tools on how to regulate our emotions in the moment. And tonight we're going to focus on the bigger picture, which is how to cultivate emotional resilience and joy. So we don't just survive, but we thrive. So, really excited. So, we're just going to go ahead and take a moment and arrive together this evening. And you can put a hand on your chest, a hand on your belly, or let your hands relax and just close your eyes and take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Another deep breath in and another breath out. And this time, as you breathe in, imagine opening your heart to joy. Big breath in and a big breath out. Wonderful. So, just to define resilience, again, it isn't about living the most peaceful, blissful life ever, or never having any problems, or never struggling. That is not resilience. Resilience is the adaptability or the ability that you have a stressful moment in your life and then come back to a regulated space. And as we talked before in previous weeks, is when you're able to manage a challenging situation in the space of being regulated, you're going to have less consequences than if you were to react emotionally, um, in whatever form that is. Either overreacting or underreacting and hiding. So resilience is the ability to recognize what you're feeling and then come back to a normal place. So this past week, one of the things that threw me off happened at work. My stories are usually at work. And it was an employee that I was giving feedback to, and they were really upset, like really upset in the moment, did not agree with what I was saying, and reacted in a way of being very defensive. And in that moment of defensiveness, it was a lot of turning the turning the attention away from them to me. And so they, said a few things. Well, you didn't do this, you didn't do that about me, um, this and that and this and that. And it was really interesting because in the moment in my brain, I was like, but I didn't do that. Or did I do that? I don't think I did. So it was a very quick process of kind of and analyzing the kind of, in a way, a verbal attack of defensiveness towards me. And I could feel my body um, getting tense and tight. In my stomach, I felt it. In my chest, I felt it. And And I was like, this isn't about me. Nope, I didn't do this. I'm okay. I did all the steps. I'm doing all the things, providing coaching, mentoring, and and I didn't say much. I let them have their space. I let them tell me what they needed to because they were in this emotional moment and didn't say much. And I honestly think that if I would have said, well, that's not true, I didn't do that, or defended myself, it would have escalated the situation. When you're coming back at escalate at matching them, defending myself, um, it just continues to escalate. So I was able to, listen and literally evaluate. Okay, is this something I should work on? Is this internally? Um, and just did take me a while for my body to re-regulate after, but I just was so grateful that I had these tools to help me again in real time situations to help me navigate things professionally, in my opinion, successfully. Um, and they're not easy. It was not an easy situation. And so I just have so much gratitude in being able to recognize how I'm feeling and the tools that I have to be able to support me in it. So it's really, important to realize that when we are, getting knocked down or being verbally attacked, it doesn't matter what's happening, but what matters is we have the practices and the tools to come back to ourselves stronger and softer. And that was what I was holding space for in that moment. Even though the person didn't agree with what I was saying, the safe I was, or the space I was holding was very safe for them so that they could react how they needed to. Because I can't judge that. We all have our own feelings and emotions about things, and everyone has a right to that. So, another beautiful piece to resilience is recognizing the joy in our lives. And joy is often seen as something that just happens, but it is something that we can create. We have the power to create joy in our life. And when we intentionally notice joy and creating joy, we strengthen our emotional resilience. It's like a superpower. Having joy is a superpower, and you get to choose it. You really do. So, some helpful tools in creating this is journaling. And this is something that is so impactful for me. I've been gratitude journaling every morning for no, actually 4 years now. And to start your day by doing that, it is so powerful. And it's not just saying what you're grateful for, but why. Why are you grateful for that? And how does it make you feel? And it's so funny. And, I challenge you to try this. But if you're angry with someone, say 3 things about them that you're grateful for. Write it out. What is it and why? And it flips the switch in your head. It flips it. And it doesn't mean that you don't have to hold boundaries or be safe or let things happen to you, but you do show up in a different mindset with them. You view them differently without the anger, without the hate, without the judgment. It is so powerful, and it's free. I bought a beautiful journal, and I use beautiful pens, and I use a different color every day. So it's just fun to flip through it can be a lot of fun. Another way of creating joy is being outside and connecting to the earth and the trees and the leaves and the sun, and even in the rain, the smells. It is, it's literally, in my perspective, impossible to have a crappy attitude when you're in nature. Literally impossible. It is just so beautiful and healing. And it does bring me joy to be outside every day. And my weekend hikes are like the highlight of my week. I love it. Another way of bringing joy into your life is laughing. Sometimes even just putting a smile on your face and being more playful. And what does that mean as a busy woman, you know, with your list of to do that's never ending? What does that mean? It doesn't mean hours and hours. It doesn't have to, but it could mean turning on some fun music and dancing while you're cleaning up the kitchen. What does that mean for you? So laughing, playing, and really finding um, your inner child and letting her do whatever she wants. That's fun. And not against the law. Another thing that can really bring joy is connecting with other women. And that's why this platform is so empowering, has the potential to be so empowering, is that we are all here for the same purpose, and that is to connect with other women that are living their best life and want some tools to um, motivate themselves, feel better, look better. It's just so powerful when we're able to connect with each other. So it's really, really, it's not, let's see, it's not, joy is not something like winning the lottery or something magical. It is actually created every day, and you are the creator of it. Other people don't bring joy into your life. You see the joy in that. It comes from you. So powerful. So let's just do another little moment here together. And if you want to close your eyes, you can. If you don't, that's okay. But I invite you to think. Closing my eyes does help me think. So I invite you to think of one moment this past week that brought you joy. It could be someone's smile, that beautiful moon that we saw, a sunrise, a laugh. And bring that memory right into your heart. And as you inhale, feel your heart filling up with that joy. See it, feel it. And notice what your body feels like as it's full of that joy. Feel it move. Feel it pulse. Feel it ripple out from your heart to every cell of your body. And open your eyes. And if you had a moment with that experience, I really invite you to comment what one word of what came up for you as you went through that moment. One of the most important things that we can do to create this joy is to have healthy habits that attract positive things to us and help us be resilient. So there's three take home healthy habits that you can do starting tomorrow or today before you go to bed. And we've talked about this first one. It is really checking in with yourself. You can do it once a day, several times a day, but just check in daily. How am I feeling today? Just check in. Don't evaluate it. Don't judge it. Just tap into it. What is it? What's going on? And then just as we practiced the gratitude, practicing gratitude, journal it. It is powerful. 3 things why you're grateful, and it's just so powerful. If it's something that you do, let me know how you feel about it. It's so wonderful. And then the third thing is actually having boundaries and listening to yourself. I mean, if yourself is saying no, then really verbalize that. Verbalize what you need and rest. It's important that we're not going full power all the time. We just need to rest and heal and take really good care of ourselves. Uh, Resilience is not a light switch that you can just switch on. It grows every day. Every day you build your resiliency, and by doing that, you're decreasing your fight or flight, fawn freeze response, your trauma response. There's a lot of other tools out there that can help if you feel like you're always in fight or flight. There's so many resources to support you through that. So today we really talked about what emotional resilience is, and that it is bouncing back from stressful moments, and that joy is one of our super strongest superpower tool for resilience is joy, and that you have the power to create joy in your life. And tonight we kind of played around in our bodies with what it feels like to do that. So just remember to pause, take a moment, tap into your heart, and just savor feeling joyful. Another thing that you can do after this is to journal. So journaling can be a really powerful tool in helping you connect with yourself. And just journal what practices actually bring you joy. What do you like to do? And how can you make them a part of your daily life? And it doesn't have to be, like I said, hours and hours. It can be 5, 10, 15 minutes a day, a daily practice of that. Your emotional wellness matters. It is a high, high priority for your well being. And it should be taken seriously. It shouldn't be suppressed or diminished or made fun of or neglected. It is a part of you, and it is a very special um, regulator, thermostat of letting you know where you're at. And I really hope that you continue to do these practices and really soften yourself and just help your truth shine through as you practice these resiliency skills. There are some things that I do in my home that can really help with resilience and emotional well-being. My husband and I did a shamanic breathwork training in Sedona this summer, and we're doing it here in our home. And it is a very powerful tool in connecting your breath to your body and can help release trauma. I also started up my women's circles again. They're here in my home. This next one is not this weekend, this not this Friday, but the Friday after, and that is through Meetup. You can register for that on Meetup, and it is Oh, my meetup group. It is, I'm going to find that really quick. Holistic Healing for Female Professionals. And this is a heart opening theme, and it's going to be really powerful and really expansive. And then also, I did launch my beta group for coaching, and that is started and very powerful. It's also a discounted price because it's a case study format, really going to help support me in moving forward with coaching. So that any of those things you're interested in, just you can message me and let me know if I need to. If you want to jump on a call and I can talk to you more about it, or just message each other, that's fine. Absolutely fine. So thank you all for being here. Um, next week we'll move into the spiritual wellness, which is also, I think I keep saying this every time we start a new theme, is it's so powerful. Um, and we're looking at it again holistically. We're looking at kind of the soul level, not a religious, but more soul level. Who are you as a soul? So it's really something that's just so beautiful, and I'm really excited to explore that with you. So I hope you beautiful ladies have a wonderful evening, and I'd love to hear your comments. I'd love to get feedback. Let me know what you think. If you find these to be helpful, or what the other things that you'd like to focus on, I would love to hear. So have a beautiful evening, and I'll see you next Tuesday.